Good morning, students. Welcome to the class of 9 English medium. And in the physical science, we will start the topic viscosity, and that is related to the chapter nature and properties of the matter. So we will learn that what is viscosity, what does this mean, okay, what are different types of it, and how does they are dependent on each other, means how the viscosity is also required in our day-to-day life. So first let us discuss that what is viscosity. Okay, now see that viscosity is what? Viscosity is the measure of the fluid resistance flow. Okay, it is the resistance to flow. It describes the internal friction of the moving fluid. Suppose if I consider these are the layers of the fluid, okay, one liquid is flowing in this direction and these are the layers, and there should be a internal resistance between the two layers, and it is actually the fluid resistance, or you can say internal friction of a moving fluid, and it is one type of fluid with large viscosity, and it also resists the motion because due to the molecular interaction. Okay, so due to molecular interaction it tries to stop the motion of the fluid. Now see the diagram. Here you can see that oil has been poured from a certain height. So when the oil is poured and another liquid, suppose the first one is, you can say that the mercury, first one, and the last one is suppose octane or benzene, or that type of liquids are there. So if you take less viscous fluid, suppose this one is the less viscous fluid, it will scatter less, but if you take more viscous fluid it will scatter more. Okay, so this has been shown in the diagram. Now what is the explanation regarding this? Viscosity can be conceptualized as qualifying the internal force that arises between the adjacent layer of the fluid that are in relative motion. So before starting we know that what are fluids. So fluids means the substance that can flow like liquid or gas, and for understand this viscosity you have to consider that gases or liquids, they are composed of different layers. Okay, by layers they are moving each other, and when they are moving there are always the internal force that acts between. When a fluid is forced through a tube, forced means suppose this is the tube, maybe consider that this one is circular like this. You can say that these are the flow of liquids that are flowing through the pipe. Okay, so the liquid is entering from this side and the liquid is going from this side. Now when the liquids are moving from this side, suppose this, take this side as A and take this side as B. So when the liquids are moving from one side to another side, okay, then actually it flows more quickly near the axis of the tube. Suppose if I draw this type of dotted lines, this is the axis of the tube, means the center of the tube is said to be the axis and through which the liquid flows. In such a case experiments show that some stress such as pressure difference between the two ends of the tube needed to sustain the flow through the tube. So again come to that tube. There should be a pressure difference between the point A and B so that the liquid can flow through the tube. Okay, and due to this the liquid will flow, but the speed is maximum at the center position of the axis, and the speed is very low in this portion just near to its surfaces or the walls. Now see that one. Another things I have also drawn, means taken from that obviously some net. So here the diagram is related to oil and here is related to water. So you see that oil is more viscous, means it is falling but it is spreading less. Okay, but water, it is as much as it is spreading, as much it is fall, it is going into different directions because water is less viscous. You can say that when the water surface or when the water, one layer of the water tries to move over the another layer, suppose this is the lower layer, the upper layer will move further and the another layer will move further, another layer will move another further. Okay, so that's represent it is less viscous fluid. But if you take the example of oil, suppose the first layer will move, suppose how much the first layer will move, the second layer will move less, third layer also move less, and the next layer will also move less, means it will spread less. That which are happening in the case of water, but oil, and in case of water it is spreading more since water is less viscous. So what is viscosity? This is a question and explain with diagram. The answer is given here. The density of a current is called the viscosity or the flow for which the line constructed against the relative speed g of different levels of flow. Now before starting that, just come to the diagram. This is the diagram. So the lower layer, the utmost lower layer is AB. This is the lower layer. Upper layer CD, more upper layer EF, and the most topmost layer is the GH. Okay, so the density of the current is called the viscosity of the flow for which the line obstructed against the relative speed g of the different levels of flow. Suppose the liquid layer is contact with the solid surface at an angle, okay, at an angle that is shown in the AB, means AB diagram. The level remains constant. The higher you go from AB, the faster of the flow of the liquid increases. See the diagram. Suppose I have already said that the AB is the lowermost layer. The flow of the liquid is very less, or you can say minimum, okay, at this layer. But when you are going in the upward direction, suppose you have reached to the point GH, the flow of the liquid is maximum in this layer. Why does viscosity is said to be due to internal frictions? When a body, object or surface try to move over another body or object or surface, then resistive force, actually this will be resistive force, okay, resistive force originate in the direction opposite to the motion of the force and is said to be the frictional force, and you can say the force of friction. Okay, now the parallel layers try to oppose the motion of each other, and which actually blocks the path of the upper layer over the lower layer. Okay, this is the internal force. And since friction, you know that friction generally comes in case of solid. Okay, so friction generally comes in case of solid, and viscosity it generally comes in case for the liquid. So I have already mentioned that in case of viscosity, it is the relative motion of the layer of the liquid, one layer over the another liquid. But in case of friction, it generally happens in case of solids. So that's why we can say that the viscosity is said to be the internal friction. Internal friction means what? It is acting between the layer of the liquid object. Now move over to another topic, that is the what are the factors on which the viscosity of a body depends. So few factors has been given here. Number 1, viscosity depends on the nature of the liquid. Number 2, area of the two layers on which the liquid touches each other. Suppose if the area is more, then the viscosity will be also higher, okay? But if the area is less, then the viscosity means the movement of one layer over the other will be also less, and viscosity will be also less. And number 3 is that distance between the two layers, okay, on the velocity gradient. So it also depends on the relative motion of the different layers. One layer over the another layer is called relative motion. So when a liquid is one layer, suppose the layer AB is the lower layer and the CD is moving over the layer that is AB. So this relative motion of the CD will be called the relative motion, or also you can say velocity gradient. Now what do you mean by the ideal fluid? Okay, when the fluids flow parallel to each other and there are the difference in the velocities, but the fluid is an ideal, okay, because why? Because there is no relative forces between the two layers, or if the forces are also there, it is very less. So that type of fluid will be said as ideal fluid. Next, what do you mean by the coefficient of viscosity? Coefficient of viscosity is the definition, and definition is what? Definition of a physical quantity which relates us that what type of motion of the viscosity is. So before, just let me give you some hint that generally the motion of the liquid can be generally of two types. One is streamline flow, another is turbulent flow. Now number 1, streamline, and number 2, turbulent. Okay, so now these are the two type of motion that the fluid generally experience. Now another thing is that what do you mean by the terminal velocity? Suppose, see the diagram, a fluid is descending in this direction and this motion is denoted by the letter. Suppose why does this sphere, suppose this is a body, spherical body, and it is descending in the downward direction, and the weight of the body is the W, and it is the motion of the body in this direction. Now it will move rapidly downward direction, but after some time it will become steady, okay, and it will reach a certain velocity in which the velocity of the body is steady, and this velocity is known as the terminal velocity of the body. Means when the body is within a liquid, at first it will reach or it will move at a very rapid speed, but when it will reach a certain stage when the speed will not increase, So that type of not increasing speed is known as the terminal velocity, or that velocity in which the body will constantly move within the liquid will be said to be a terminal velocity, and that has been explained by the diagram. Next question is that what do you mean by the line of flow, and write down the properties of it. So line of flow means what? Actually, when the body is moving when the body is moving in a streamline flow, okay, the streamline flow of the liquid is that flow in